All right. Okay. We are connected. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Tango Movement Lab. I'm Chris Assis, founder and teacher of Bout Dance Constructing Dance. And today I have a practice for you that is focused on our feet. And we're going to make our way up the legs and the hips and connect all that with, of course, walking and pivots. So you're going to need a tennis ball. It can be a golf ball or some kind of volley, not anything bigger than this. And we're going to start standing. Let's see. Okay, this is fantastic. You're going to place the ball on the floor. You can always hold on to something if you need to, so you don't need to be too worried about balance at this point. And I want you to play a little bit with where you place the ball and where you can apply pressure. So we're in the start, and you're going to go on the inside of your heel. And you'll notice that this is a little bit of a tender spot. So if I turn this way, on the inside. So if you press here, you're going to notice you can press, but it's a little bit tender. It's if your body is telling you don't go there. And then, actually, I'm going to stay here. You're going to change where you place the weight, the pressure, and you're going to go on the outside slightly. And you're going to press here. And here you're going to notice that, oh, I can actually do this. So inside, outside. Inside is a little bit tender. Outside, it gives you the feedback that it's good. So same thing as we go. Let me turn this way so you can see me a little bit better. Now you go on the inside of the foot, and you'll notice immediately, so it's right under your arc. You'll notice that it's, you can go there, but it kind of, again, it's tender. It might actually hurt. A little bit of an unknown territory. Now, if you go on towards the outside, you're like, oh, you can press here. It's fine. So again, outside, inside. You see how the body is kind of closer to you and then closer to my other leg. You notice your body is giving you the feedback. It wants to be more here with the ball under the outer edge of your foot. It can really press here. Here you can really press. On the inside, you need to be very soft and careful. Right? And hopefully you're getting a nice massage of your feet. So more on the outside, you can easily press the body down. Now let's continue. And you go up to the metatarsal. And here we have a little kind of pad that you'll notice that, you'll notice that you have this kind of dome, and you can hug the ball with your feet, with your foot, right? And you can press here, and you can go left and right. And actually, I'm going to take my sock off because it's going to be a little easier. So you're here, and your toes spread, and it feels very good. So especially if you had a night at the milonga and you're wearing heels, this can be very helpful because it will bring the metatarsals. It will help bring the metatarsals back to their place from pressing. From the compression that you get because you're on a high heel. So you have this type of movement, and this is quite enjoyable. Okay, so if we were to roll our way through, outside edge of our heel, outside edge of our foot, you go all the way around, and you can go left and right once you hit the metatarsals. Like this. Okay. Let's do the same thing on the other side. And you'll probably notice that your feet are a little bit wider now, one foot versus the other, which is actually great news. So let me do the same thing on the other foot. I'm just going to turn so you can see me a little bit better. Now, you start and you go on the inside of your heel. So the inside, again, you can push, but it's a little bit tender. And then if you go to the outside of your heel, you can push with confidence. You're like, yep, I can do it. No problem. There. You can easily push. So inside, a little bit tender. Outside, with more confidence. You're like, yep, easily push down. This shows this side can get weight on it. Let's continue. You go to the middle of the foot. Inside, it's very tender, it's very soft. You have to be careful when you're pushing down. And it might actually feel painful if you press too much, right? Inside. Now the outside edge, you're like, yep, I can press here, no problem. Again, more confidence. It shows that this side can receive more weight. And then we go to the front, and you'll notice again how the feet have the ability to dome over the body, the body. And here too, you can press and push off. You have this action that can happen in the foot, which gives you the understanding that you can use this to propel. Good. And you also have the ability to go left and right over the body. So this helps us understand how we manage balance over our feet. So we can, with this movement that we can do, it helps with balance. This little shifts of weight, left and right. Okay. And take a little moment. Feel how your feet feel on the floor. And leave the body to the side. Okay. So I'm going to quickly explain to you what we were working on. So this is our leg, our foot and heel in bones. So you can see that our heel bone, which is this, is not on the inside or in the middle actually. So it's actually more to the outside, slightly to the outside. So this would be your whole heel. It's not in the middle, it's not on the inside, it's more on the outside here, which is where you could push with conviction. Then you'll see when we turn our foot here, you have the dome that you could not really press on this side. And then the whole foot falls out, kind of. So you have more support on the outside to receive weight. And you also have more meat. And then you have on how all these little bones that we have and how they are arranged. From the very, very top to the toes, basically. And this structure, how it allows us to go from a position where we receive here and we propel here. You see, even in this, faked anyways, human, you still have bounce. So it's where the area of the foot that you use to push forward or to push anyways. And also the doming. So if we put it in action, and we're going to do it to our own feet in just a second, this would be Skelly stepping inside, so with the weight falling inside, and you can see there is no bounce, there is no give, and you can see it on my own foot. You can also see how it affects the knee. It falls inward. This is quite significant pressure for the knee. But then when you orient the weight outwards, you have more bounce. Even on the fake Skelly, he can bounce back, and I can bounce back. So, one more view. Inside, not good. Outside. Okay. So with all this in mind, it was a different way of starting today. With all this in mind, we're going to do our prep dance or our warm-up dance. I would suggest no heels for now, and focus on how your feet get to the ground. What is your preferred way of reaching the floor? And then track the weight transfer. Don't do anything. Don't try to make any changes based on what we did. But observe what you do, basically, for this first dance. Let's see. Okay. Perfect. I'm just going to put my socks on back on so I can slide. And we should be ready to go. Mm-hmm. Let's hit pause. Perfect. Okay, so let's continue with how our feet work. So let's see. I think I'm gonna take you. I think I'm gonna actually, yeah, I can just sit. All right. So there we go. We looked at how the heel is not on the inside, the heel bone, but it's on the outside. And here, when you use the Bali, you realize that you can press with conviction. It is a spot that can receive weight versus this. And this makes sense because the heel bone is actually there. So there is structure. Same goes if you go to this edge, you'll notice that you have access to this bone, this side. So you can actually touch it and you'll feel the little knob here that you see on Skelly's foot. So the outer, this little knob. You can find it on your feet. So you have your spot number 1, your spot number 2. Then you'll notice that this side is much more meaty than this side. This side has a bit more bounce, but this side has more absorption for weight. So you go up the line, and then this is the other spot. This is our bridge to this area of the foot. So this would be spot number 3. Then as you transfer your weight, we want to use your toes. So every toe gets to be part of it. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you end up here at the area of the foot where you can actually, like we experienced using the Bali, propel, push yourself forward or to other directions. So you have something like a little banana or a little J, as one of my teachers wants to call it. So this is something that we look at Access Syllabus, and you can find a lot of things online for this. So mark it with your hands for now. You have the J going forward when you're walking, and the J going backwards. The J going forward walk, the J going backward, back walk, forward walk, back walk, forward walk, back walk. Let's do the other foot. You might not be able to see it all that well on this side, but okay. So we're here. You're on the outer edge of your heel, so not inside, outside. And then you go to the outer edge of your foot and you find that knobby part. And on your foot, it might be on a different spot, but it's somewhere here. And then you go to the third part of the line. Again, notice how this side has more meat and structure to receive your weight. Then each toe, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you end up at number 9, where you can propel forward. So forward walk, first point on the ground, around our foot we go. This is the point where you're going to be finishing your walk, pushing yourself forward over the other foot. Backwards, reverse. Forward and back walk. Forward and back walk. Forward and back. Okay, so let's stand. There we go. And do a little exercise standing on 2 feet. And I want you to try to go to push one foot slightly in front of the other. So teeny tiny step. And go over each spot. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's going to be very small. And then you're going to reverse. Big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth, the knob on the outside of your metatarsal, the knob, you're falling backwards towards your heel, that knob right before our heel, and then our heel bone. And going forward on the J, going back. Going forward on the J, and notice here what you can do. Pivot. Notice what else you can do. Push. Right? And going back. Going forward, going back. Last time, going forward, going back. Excellent. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Tiny step. So you start with your heel bone. You drop to the next foot, which is the knobby bit. It's on the outside of the foot. Base of the line of the baby toe. Then you're closer to the baby toe, side of the metatarsal. And then you go baby toe, the next one, the other one, the second toe, the big toe, and then right between, and the metatarsals between your second toe and your big toe, your second and third and big toe, that area, and back, going forward, going back, going forward, going back. So already as you shift the weight forward, there is a pivot potential. There is a pivot, a slight pivot as you walk forwards. Now, if you're going to act on it or not, that's a different story. And if you want to take it into an actual pivot and back, going forward, going back, going forward, going back. Okay, so now as we're going to put the 2 feet together. We're going to start from the back foot. You're already in your receiver foot, which is the back, the heel, and the side, the back side of the foot, base of the metatarsal, where you can hold your weight. You're going to transfer your weight forward, and as you do, you're going to start shifting the weight to the other foot. And you're doing your rebounds in this snaky kind of way, passing the weight from one foot to the other, doing the J as you're going back and as you're going forward, as you're going back, as you're going forward. You'll notice that if your feet are too far apart, you can't do that. Same if your feet are on a tightrope, you cannot do that. There's no space. So you have to find the line of the big toe with the line of the outer edge of your heel. And then you can sway. So you are on the midline of your body, but that midline is not here. Because there is now here, you have no, your feet are not doing any of what we have discussed, and it's very difficult to manage. Going forward on the J, going back. One more time, going forward, going back. And shift the weight. And start going heel bone, outer edge, over the toes, reverse. And once you set up, going forward, going up, back, going forward, going back. So it's half an 8 for each side, half an 8. Going forward, going back, going forward, going back, going forward, going back. Fantastic. Going forward, going back, going forward, and go forward all the way and stay there. Notice that, and I'm going to give you an image that another teacher actually used with me. Imagine if you're holding a metal beam and it's like solid and it's very hard. Are you really trying to hold on to it? If a little fly sits on that, you're not going to notice. Because you need all your effort, all your muscle to hold that beam. If you're like really holding. But if you're holding a feather and you're still holding, you're not letting the feather just whatever, float off. You're still holding the feather and a little fly sits on it. You're going to notice. You're going to feel it. So that's where I want you to be. When you place your body over the front foot, think like you're holding a feather. And in order to hold a feather versus holding a beam like this, and everything is like, you have to start softening. So you're going to notice that your knee is soft. Is going towards the outer edge. Your toe line, your big toe line is grounding at the same time. Your hip is slightly open. Your torso is going towards the front leg. And your neck is soft, so it's not like a robot. It's part of that line, nice long line. And then you can actually play with a free leg without any balance issue. You're not struggling here. You're just playing. And I want you to create figure fours. Going forward, going back, going forward, going back, going forward, going back. Try not to exaggerate. So keep it small. And keep the rest of the body calm. So if you start noticing that this starts to happen, for this to move, your breathing is starting to get inhibited or anything like that, think about that feather. You're holding a feather. And the free leg is the fly. You want to be able to feel the fly, because that's the only way if you're a follower, you can communicate that to the leader. And if you're a leader, you can receive that or communicate that with your follower if you are doing an embellishment. And place this foot slightly in front. Use the wave, the half figure eight, to shift your weight. Hold a feather here. So soften the knee. Your weight is more to the outside edge of the foot. Your toe line is strongly reaching towards the floor. Your hips are open. Your torso is going towards the front leg, and your head is part of this nice long spine. And now your leg is completely free. And you can play. And you feel it moving, but it doesn't require that you put in muscle to stop affecting the rest of the body, because you're soft. You're paying attention to what is happening, and you have the ability to adjust at the top. So the information that's coming through, it's soft and just enough for the two partners to know that a little fly is playing. Notice that you also, how soft you are in your hip and the range of motion that our hip has. Not to go outside of that range. Outside of that range. Things are starting to get tight once you do that. Good. Excellent. Okay. Good. So, to close the practice, we're going to put the music back on. You can do rebounds if you want. A couple of them I would suggest. You can do a couple of embellishments. Right? You can do steps, full steps. And if you're feeling adventurous, after a couple of these, once you find the right spot, add your pivots. Let's go. Music, please. All righty.
Aullando entre relámpagos, perdido en la tormenta de mi noche interminable, Dios, busco tu nombre. No quiero que tu rayo me enceguezca entre el horror, porque preciso luz para seguir lo que aprendí de tu mano. No sirve para vivir. Yo siento que mi fe se tambalea, que la gente mala vive, Dios, mejor que yo. Si la vida es el infierno y el honrado vive entre lágrimas, ¿cuál es el bien del que lucha en nombre tuyo, limpio, puro, para qué? Si hoy la infamia del sendero y el amor mata en tu nombre, Dios, lo que a pesar, el seguirte es dar ventaja y el amarte sucumbir al mal. No quiero abandonarte yo, demuestra una vez sola que el traidor no vive impune, Dios, para besarte. Enséñame una flor que haya nacido del esfuerzo de seguirte, Dios, para no odiar al mundo que me desprecia, porque no aprendo a robar. Entonces de rodillas hecho sangre en los guijarros moriré con vos, feliz Señor. Si hoy la infamia del sendero y el amor mata en tu nombre, Dios, lo que has besado, el seguirte dar ventaja y el amarte sucumbir al mal.
All right. So, thank you very much for joining me today. I highly recommend that you use tennis balls or any other kind of ballies to do these massage exercises and exploration exercises for your feet. Your feet will thank you. And it is actually very important for the health of our foot and the health of the whole structure that we call human body, that we protect our arches. The arches of our foot is not just one, and that we manage the transfer of the weight. We manage that balance between the one side and the inside and the outside. And we use the whole foot as it was built to move. And then you'll notice that there are a lot of opportunities for softness and flow pop up, and you'll notice that sweet timing for the ocho, and how you can feel grounded and at the same time able to flow with the free leg. So that's what this practice was about. One of the exercises is what we did using the volley. The other very important exercise is finding that the J on your foot, either using your hands or using the floor, and finding the S going forward and going back. So with all this in mind, if you have not joined the Bautanz community, you can find us at bautanz.com, where I share, of course, the recording, but also extra little tips and potentially other exercises that can help with what we did today. And hopefully, if nothing else comes up, hopefully not, I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.